Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another video reaction. And today we are going to be checking out a movie that was recommended to me by I Like to Stay Home as a Patreon request. That movie is If, a movie that came out in 1968. As per usual, I have no idea what the film is about, which is the best way to go into any reaction, as I continue to remind you guys. Before we jump into this reaction, I just want to give a special shout out to all my Patreons. Archangel, Chaklov, Heather, I Like to Stay Home, Mama Cadbury Street, Irene AK, Nettles, and Marzo France. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It means the world to me. And if any of you guys would like to check out my Patreon for full-length reactions, as well as personal requests and other added Patreon benefits, you can check out the link in the description box below. But let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into If, guys. Let's go. I like how it says introducing instead of like starring, you know? These are some long credits, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we are at a college, okay.
Mason, you bloody shag!
Oh, so we're in the UK as well, okay. Wait, this is a college? Why do these kids all look so young? What does scum mean in this context? Does it still mean what it usually means?
Run! Run in the corridor!
Maybe I'm understanding the terminology of college differently than the way UK works.
I would like to remind the sweat room that no tinned or potted foods are allowed, except tinned fruit and baked beans without meat. Shut up!
Come on up, Bobby.
We want to stroke you.
You two, get upstairs and behave yourselves.
What does "we want to stroke you" stand for in this context? I might be lost in translation for a lot of this.
Oh, can it, bogface?
It's getting dim monotonous already.
Being lippy, Knightley. Tidy this disgusting mess. Knightley, stop preening yourself in that mirror. Preen, 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 and pride. Travis, you're in the house. Take that crap off.
I mean, I feel him, don't...
Travis!
Nobody gave you permission to touch me. I'm still trying to figure out what the age range in this establishment is. I'm seeing kids that I would even deem as to be like middle schoolers, kids that seemed like they would be in high school, and then adults. So like, by the way guys, excuse me if you're hearing a loud noise through the microphone. They're doing some, I don't know, construction, something right across my room today.
You know what I did this summer? Built a hut in the woods. Lived there for 3 weeks. It was an experiment in asceticism, penetrating the inner core of my being.
This fantastic bird in the East End. Went round all the pubs. Married us off, they did, over the Sunday joint. When do we live? That's what I want to know.
Ask me who someone is.
Running, damn you! Stop talking!
What age ranges are we talking about here? Is this like a high school then? It just said college, which is why I'm just confused.
One thing to say to you, one rule, and it is this: work, play, but don't mix the two. To help each other. You will find here in College House,
College House.
not only to help others, but also to help
So is this
yourself.
like a military type school? I don't know.
You will be helped by the house.
This term, things are going to be different. If there's any repetition of that deplorable lack of spirit, I shall come crashing down on offenders.
Crashing down.
Line up in the usual way for medical inspection. Line up here! Alphabetical order! Stop talking! Be quiet!
Who talked? What? Is this like, should I be weirded out by this, or is this like normal? See, this is what happens when I'm just, you know, this is about England in 1968. This could be just an everyday at a British high school, I assume, or whatever this is. Or this could all just be very weird, and I should be weirded out by them inspecting them where they were inspecting them.
You'll be down for a cold shower.
Dormitory inspection in 3 minutes!
Did we just switch to black and white? Was that an artistic vision, or did they just run out of reimagined footage? Man, whenever you see the clothes they had with the patches, different time, man. When people would patch up clothes.
What's this?
My diary.
Well, keep it downstairs in the sweat room.
They can't have a diary?
All right. Good standard, Machin. Keep it up. Good night.
Good night, Good night.
Come on, Travis, stop showing off.
He was just gargling water. How is that showing up? So this is definitely like a military school, right? Like,
Your hair's still long. Get it cut.
that's like fuck you, right?
Let us pray.
It's pretty. I like it. Like this shot, it just looks good. So I'm just guessing that some of the scenes have been like reimagined, you know, with color. I'm guessing the movie was originally black and white, right?
I'll labor night and day to be a pilgrim.
At least we have some like jolliness in this place.
Graves. Charming. Keating. Good. Making an effort at last. Denson. Bad. Cox. Stephen. Distribute. That the growth of technology, telegraph, cheap newspapers, railways, transport, is matched by a failure of imagination, Denson, a fatal inability to understand the meaning and consequences of all these levers, wires, and railways.
And imagine, this was back in the 1960s when they were talking about this.
Equal the angles of the other. Understand running? Good.
Equals the perpendicular over the hypotenuse. Right, Jude?
Yes, sir.
College is a symbol of many things.
I'm so confused by so many of the... Okay, I get the bidding, like, but why was she groping that kid then?
Education in Britain is a nubile Cinderella, sparsely clad and much interfered with. Britain today is a powerhouse of ideas, experiment, imagination, in whom the muscles of creativeness are flexing, the pinions of imagination twitching. That's what makes my job worth doing. That's what makes college an exciting place.
There's been nothing exciting about this whole establishment, aside from this one teacher. This is like a boring Hogwarts.
Bloody oiks. Oiks! Listen, you do realise it's not just a matter of knowing the answers, it's how you say it.
One word wrong and you fail the whole test.
And we get beaten.
What
The
is...
test all over again.
So is this like a whole separate room that they have here? Am I missing something vital so far in the film? Because so far I'm seeing like just some usual just high school, I guess, and middle school activities.
It's too strong for me.
but just in a more military style environment. Look at him go! That seems like the most fun they've had so far.
Bit closer. What are these?
Muffins.
I thought I specifically ordered crumpets.
Sorry, Roundtree.
Oh, go away. Lazy sod.
You and your wholesome Bobby Phillips, you're driving us all mad with jealousy.
Do you know what Partridge in Hague House said to me? Don't you send Bobby Phillips on a scum call to us one night, and we'll send you our tailor.
Which one's Taylor?
You know, that little blonde.
Oh, don't be disgusting.
Purity Denson.
If we can't set an example, who can? That's why we're given our privileges.
Admirable sentiments.
Anyway, this homosexual flirtatiousness, so adolescent.
You'll be scumming for Denson from now on. All right with you, Richard? Say thank you.
I remain so confused, guys. Hasn't really been much of a reaction. Like, I'm trying to grasp the film. I feel like I'm missing stuff. That's the thing. I don't know if it's just cultural.
But possibly in the wrong war. Seems to feel it's all right to make love anywhere in the house. Surely the bedroom is the right and only place for this very private happening.
Feel I got bad breath.
Violence and revolution are the only pure acts.
They're all having just 3 separate conversations by themselves here.
8 minutes is a long time.
Every morning I wake up dreaming I've got bad breath.
War is the last possible creative act.
Isn't she beautiful?
Do with a girl like this. Walk naked into the sea together as the sun sets. Make love once. Then die.
Oh my god.
Where's the bottle? What bottle? Breathe.
She has bad breath.
Stand up when it whips in your study.
So what are these terminologies? Like, they are whips,
Get your hands out of your pockets.
then there's scum. And
Your
who are
hair's
these
too
guys?
long, all of you. You'll have a 2-minute cold shower tomorrow morning. Right. Nicely out. Wallace, get under. Right. Wallace out. Travis, get in.
My time's up, you bastard.
Get as I get back.
See, again, is this like purposeful? The changing between color and black and white? Usually the church scenes are always in black and white, but then we had scenes outside of the church be in color.
Unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. Behold, I have taught you statutes.
I'm the teacher that was half asleep during that scene.
Good. Jude, come on! Come on, Jude!
Yeah, you could tell he wasn't making it.
Right, all of you on your toes, get your sweaters.
Is she falling in love? You constantly doing this and then pulling their hair back.
Doomsday is near. Die all, die merrily. Company book steam. Freedom falls. Who dies if England lives?
So So like clearly I'm getting that these three are like the only ones kind of like being rebels, quote unquote. Kind of like just not subscribing to everything that is going on in this campus.
Water, Mrs. Kemp? Lovely day, Mrs. Kemp.
Salt, Mrs. Kemp. Spring greens, Mrs. Kemp.
Dead man's leg today, Mrs. Kemp.
Are they trying to hit on Mrs. Kemp?
Do you need this, Mrs. Kemp?
Quiet! Cheering at college matches has degenerated completely. This will cease. The House will attend the match this afternoon and cheer. Loudly.
The fact that they have to tell them to cheer. Why are they handcuffed together? Smoking? How dare they? Can't they even afford to buy one of these? Huh? They're just gonna steal it. Okay. I guess. Where are you even going? Oh, a woman.
Yes. 2 coffees, please.
I mean, there really wasn't much there.
Sugar.
The fuck? This just pissed me the fuck off. Did he just throw the used spoon back into the sugar? Why did that almost piss me off more than him forcibly kissing that woman? And what is the context of him listening to this song again and again? What does it signal? Does it signal him wanting like a freer experience?
Go on. Look at me. I'll kill you. Sometimes I stand in front of the mirror and my eyes get bigger and bigger. And I'm like a tiger. I like tigers.
Is this someone supposed to like showcase the need for just like animalistic freedom in a ways that they are, you know, searching for?
I like Johnny.
I'm guessing that there's just a lot of symbolism flying over my head, genuinely. Because that whole rock, paper, scissors thing, what was that about?
Your mum coming for Founder's Day?
Yes, she's bringing her new husband, my new dad. Actually, I don't think they're married. I don't care. Mind at all about that sort of thing.
How progressive of you, young man.
I shouldn't mind, should I?
No.
Can you explain yourself?
This room in particular is descending further and further into madness.
What does it feel like?
Like drowning.
And the juniors? How are the juniors? On the whole, dull.
This whole place is
Well,
dull,
it's just a
let me
matter
tell
of
you.
proportion.
Let me give some credit. I feel like they've done a great job at just transporting me into this place, wherever this is, or whatever this is. But other than that, it's like I'm just failing to grasp at pretty much anything so far. Like as far as characters, as far as like just the whole point of the movie. And again, I don't know if I'm just missing some historical context, if I'm missing like just, I guess, allegories flying over my head, or like...
There's something indecent about you, Travis. The way you slouch about. You think we don't notice you with your hands in your pockets. The way you just sit there looking at everyone.
You three have become a danger to the morale of the whole house. There to set an example of responsibility.
You're a nuisance.
And as such, you must be punished.
Like, I'm guessing the whole point is just to, like, showcase the ridiculousness of this.
The thing I hate about you,
And just kind of like the rebels' attitude. But specifically, you know, I'm sure that, like, in the UK, there was this whole proper, I guess, and again, this is me just guessing, but like this whole culture of just being proper, right? Which is why we had that scene with the principal, right? Explaining to them how great England is and all that stuff to the ones that just entered the room that I don't remember. The whips, I guess, the whips they were called. Best way that I can describe it is kind of like misery disguised as being proper, I guess. And this, you know, this in many ways transcends cultures, because like there are examples of this everywhere. It might look different depending on the country and the era, but you know, rebels have always existed. People who are standing up to the status quo. I expect this to go differently than the other two, similar to the shower scene. Nope. Oh, will he? So they have big like wind-ups too. Are they using them as examples?
Wait till you're told. Sit down.
She's loving this.
Get up.
Thank you, Huntry.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what resistance looks like. Is this how she's gonna take revenge? Because I'm all for it. He definitely does have like a school shooter face. I'm gonna be honest. Why did you do the puppy like that though? I'd keep an eye out for that man. She's a good shot though. Where do they keep finding, or is it just one bottle that they've just emptied in the time they've been there?
We're on our own now.
How do you make it through?
What are you gonna do?
Sober.
Trust me? Death to the oppressor.
That's so unnecessary. That's so unnecessary. Do they have to cut themselves?
Liberty. Real bullets.
Oh shit. They're actual shooters. They're actual school shooters. Oh, look at that. How sweet. What happens if you get caught though?
It's a mathematical certainty that somewhere, among all those millions of stars, There's another planet where they speak English.
English specifically? You've went past just another planet of other human-like creatures existing, but they speak English too. That's all he's really interested in. Fuck space and fuck the stars. Where are the women at?
We are all corrupt. We are all sinful. We are all meet to be punished. The enemy must expect to be shot.
So are they in military school? Like legitimately?
Jesus Christ is our commanding officer.
Oh.
And if we
This is
desert
just
him,
about religion.
we can
Never mind.
expect no mercy.
I mean, if this was a military school, then that would make just a lot of sense.
Listen to these sections.
So definitely a military school. Alright. That explains so much of this movie so far to me. Did I miss the part where they were a military school, or was it just supposed to be obvious?
Get down! Get down! You're all dead. I've won.
So are they really about to go around killing people? Wait! Are you serious?
For the love of God! Don't shoot!
What just happened?
Seriously.
They shot blanks, obviously.
Indeed. Reverend Woods might have been quite badly hurt. You to apologize to him, is that clear?
What? What the fuck is this? Well, why was he in there? Why was he in the drawer?
I think you boys know that I keep an open mind on most things. And of one thing I am certain. Short hair is no indication of merit. Of course, there are limits. Scruffiness of any kind is deplorable. I think you'd go that far with me. Now, you boys are intelligent. You're too intelligent to be rebels. That's too easy. And it would be easy to punish you in the normal way. But I'm going to give you a privilege. Work. Real work.
That was an interesting just conversation. Well, he was just talking, so not much of a conversation, but that's an interesting approach he had to this. But I would say that there's possibly better ways of individualism, if that's what they're seeking, you know, outside of what they've been doing. This is gonna be the entrance to Narnia. What am I seeing here? What did that symbolize? Again, what does the lady that is appearing? Who is that? And why is she there? She was a random coffee shop worker that fancied that guy. She must be symbolic of something. Again, I'm sorry guys, there just hasn't been like, I have not been talking too much this reaction. I've just kind of like, I've been trying to like get into the movie itself. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really managed to. It just feels like nothing much has happened, really. I guess a lot of stuff is more, what's the word I'm trying to use? Philosophical, I guess, through the eyes of our three main rebels. Kind of like questioning the status quo, again, as I said earlier. Which again, I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm culturally like missing, just as it pertains to England during the time period of this film. See, like this whole stuff here, I'm like, what the fuck?
Gratias vobis agibus benefactores.
Ready to fight. And you won't be any good as fighters unless you know something about discipline, the habit of obedience, how to give orders, and how to take them. Never mind the sneers of the cynics. We see bloodshed, confusion, decay.
What have they
I know
thrown?
the world has changed a great deal in the
I was
past
like, what is it with all the coughing?
But England, our England doesn't change so easily. And back here in college today, I feel, and it makes the world a lead. It is Britain's tradition that you have learned here, self-reliance.
I'm so glad that this whole spiel is getting
A
spoiled.
tradition of college. And it
I'll
does
be
to all
honest.
of us. It reassures. My God, we're on fire. Now don't panic. Don't panic. Women first.
So they are school shooters at the end of the day. What is this? I was definitely not expecting this film to end in a shootout.
Boys, I understand you. Listen to reason and trust me. Trust me.
They're gonna shoot him straight up. They're like, you don't understand shit. The principal being like, you know, I understand you, but then doing nothing about their situations. Basically, still trying to redirect them towards tradition, just in a different way. He thinks he's being progressive, the principal, but really he's just doing the same old stuff, just I guess in a different way with a different attitude, saying nice words, but then at the end not really applying any of it. At least that's my interpretation, which is why the film ended the way that it did. Them literally shooting at their constraints, I guess. Just my whole thing is, like, this was a military school, right? So they went there knowing full well that they were joining a military school, right? Again, I don't know if I'm just off on this, and that's just how every college campus was. Whatever college meant in this, because that was definitely not college. Didn't they join there knowing what they were joining? I guess at the end of the day, it's just that we really didn't get to know any of these characters, really. I did not. This wasn't a movie that I enjoyed, I'm gonna be honest. You guys could probably tell by my reaction. But it's really just the fact that I never was able to connect with any of the characters at all. I guess for its time, this was considered kind of like forward thinking, just the idea of rebelling. So I guess I can totally understand from the perspective of someone watching this in the 1960s maybe. But it's like none of the characters I was able to connect to. Even like this at the end, I'm like, why are they shooting? Like, why are they killing these people? It's symbolic, obviously. It's just like that. It's, you know, you keep trying to compress something, it's just gonna blow up in your face, right? And this was maybe just a message overall to England, you know, by the filmmaker. Which again, I respect the fact that this was made when it was made. Again, some of the nude scenes we had in this, maybe they're considered like controversial during the time. But overall, just nothing much happened in the film. Again, I don't know if I just missed a lot of the symbolism. If I did, I'll totally own up to it, because I didn't really get into the film at all. It didn't grab me at any point. None of the characters really grabbed me at any point. I guess it was interesting just seeing. I'm guessing this was like a pretty close to home depiction. Again, what I'm guessing is a military school at the time. The church scenes were nice, I guess, with the singing. But yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I enjoyed this movie at all. I get the message that I think I get the message that it was trying to convey. I feel like, again, for its time, I can see how this would be considered like controversial, and for that it gets my respect for trying to push the boundaries. For somebody who's watching this in 2024, and for someone that might have missed some of the cultural impact that this could have had in the UK at the time, I'm still confused by who that woman was supposed to be. Again, I don't know if she was probably just symbolic of something, right? If this wasn't just a random woman that joined them after they met at the cafe, like, I'm willing to be like, you know, to take a guess that she was symbolic of freedom, I guess, of rebellion, maybe. I'm not gonna like every movie. I'm not gonna pretend that I like something while I'm watching it. I don't think that makes for good reactions. I think that there's a lot to take away from the message. I think that it's very important to challenge tradition. I really do. I think that that's the only way we have managed to progress as species, by challenging tradition and challenging norms and questioning norms and questioning authority. That's very, very important. So don't get me wrong, I absolutely agree with the message. Again, the message that I took from the film that I just watched, but it's just overall, as a movie, it did not do much to just not even wow me, but like truly make me engage with it. As I said again during the reaction, it did a good job of transporting me in that school and in the setting, I guess. So that's a plus. I thought the performances were good. It's not that the performances weren't good, but it just overall was a dull, I will say, watch. This is not the first time that I've said this about a movie that I didn't really enjoy it. It doesn't mean that it's a bad film. Again, by any stretch of the imagination, just because I don't enjoy something does not make it in any way a bad movie. Just my opinion on it and how I viewed it as a first watch. Again, you guys might inform me about something about the movie that I completely missed, that would make me view this whole thing in a completely different way. So please let me know in the comments. I like to stay home. Please let me know in the comments. I do remember you telling me I like to stay home, that this kind of like, as someone that you told me, as someone that you sometimes felt disenfranchised, I can totally feel how the film would grab you, and the characters, specifically the rebels specifically. So please, just any more just like info on stuff that I've missed, maybe allegories or like themes of the movie that went over my head. I mean, the movie's like highly rated, right? So the way I view this movie is just kind of like, it's a bit of an allegory for just like freedom and rebellion, but that's just pretty much the extent of it. So again, if it's a lot that I've missed, please let me know. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me in another reaction, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.